Hi and welcome back. Today we are making pockets. I'm just starting off by drafting a pattern for these pockets after finding inspiration on different websites on Google and on Instagram. Now I'm just going to measure how big my hand is so I can make the pocket hole. So I can stick my hand in it and it not being too big so stuff falls out. So this is just me checking. And then taking that and putting on the pattern. Now I'm just folding it to make it symmetrical, or making sure the lines are symmetrical, because symmetry is awesome. And now I'm cutting that rounded line I made. I shouldn't have made that, but you will see that later on why. So I'm just taking some plain cotton as the lining, or that's going to be the lining. Nothing fancy about it, just plain old cotton. And I'm cutting it out with, I think, 1 centimeter of seam allowance, just kind of roughly, and not putting seam allowance on the top because I'm going to put binding up there. The pocket hole. In here is what I'm going to use for the outside of the pockets. This is just some leftover from the black chemise or underdress that I made. It's actually some old bed sheets that my bunny made some holes in, so I thought, why not use it instead of throwing it out. That's hard to say, throwing it out. And it's really soft and not too thick, so I thought it would be perfect for pockets. And here we have the back piece, doing the same as I did with the front piece. They are all cut out. Now I'm just running it through the sewing machine. Starting with the pocket hole or the hand hole. I don't know what you call that thing where you put your hand in. And just folding it over and then stitching it again. Which I didn't do that right, but again you'll see that later on. I thought I was doing it right, but it's just, yeah, but you'll see, and hopefully learn from my mistakes. I'm just sewing the edges together as well before I sew it with the back piece, to make it easier for myself. So here we have the pocket sewn together. This is before I'm turning it, and I'm putting binding on the side where I've cut down the seam allowance. I had a plan here, I thought, until I didn't. Now I'm putting on the binding. Slow and steady wins the race. I love putting on binding. It's so easy and satisfying. No more raw edges. It's so fast. Yeah. And here we have it with the binding on. And now I'm turning it inside out. What I should have done was wait to put the binding on after I've turned it inside out. But yeah, I don't know why I did this, to be honest. But I was pretty tired the day that I made these pockets. But I thought it was going to be a good idea, because then there would be more to, you know, when I put heavy stuff in there, to you know, more strength, I thought. But it has made the pockets a bit floppy. Yeah, there you see, I shouldn't have made that cut down or that rounded line. I should have just cut down and then sewn it around, because now I have this gap and this weird thing down at the bottom. And this actually made the pockets, it makes them sit up. So when you put a skirt underneath, you have to like smooth the skirt. Otherwise the pockets kind of flop up from the inside. That's a bit annoying, but nothing that can't be fixed. I thought I was going to use the black binding first, but it turned out the black binding was too small. So I'm going to use another one. Here I have put the pockets on some tape, some twill tape. I'm going to be tying around my waist. And all by magic, they are sewn on in zigzag. I have just zigzagged it a couple of more times on the edge and where the pocket hole is, to give it more strength. And here is the binding I'm going to use. This binding is 3 centimeters, the other one was only 2. So I thought, I know it's not black, but you're not going to see it. And I do like a nice finished edge. And the other one, just folding in the ends to make it nice and neat. Just one time at the bottom and one time at the top. And then stitching it at the top. And here they are. here you can see they are really, really wonky, and the fabric is pulling, and yeah, I shouldn't have turned them inside out. Yeah, they're not nice. But they're pockets, so it's okay, you can't see them. I'm definitely going to make another pair of pockets that's not so wonky. But they work, and you can put a lot of stuff in them, and I wear them fairly often. And here they are, all tied up nice and neat. And it's the same fabric as the chemise or the underdresses. And here you can see they're kind of flopping up at the bottom.